What's up everybody, welcome back to my channel. So in this video today I'm going to show you one of my favorite rings. This is a ring that I wear every day and it is a titanium ring with a malachite inlay. So in the video I'm going to show you how I cut the titanium out on the lathe and then do the malachite inlay. And again, I say I really like this ring. I hope you guys do too. So yeah, enjoy. Alright, so up to this point in the video, I have cut out the inside of the diameter, just shy of what I actually want the internal diameter to be, because I'm still going to sand the inside, and that'll take it to its final dimensions. And I measured the outside, it's just over 8 millimeters wide, which was perfect, that's right where I wanted it. And now I'm switching over to the ring mandrel to work on the outside of the ring. Alright, so now I have the dimensions cut out of the ring exactly the way that I want it. The depth for the inlay was 1.35 millimeters, which is just enough to get, a few good layers of this malachite in there. Now this piece of malachite I got from the Arizona Desert Museum down in Tucson, and I thought it was a really, really beautiful piece of malachite. I actually had a little bit of trouble just bringing myself around to actually breaking this piece apart and using it in the ring, but I knew that the pieces that I took off of this, once they were in the ring and it was all finished and done, would be really beautiful, and it would do it justice. So from here, what I'm doing is I'm breaking it apart into smaller pieces with this chisel and the hammer, And then I'm going to come back through with the hammer again, and I'm going to break it up into smaller pieces, all the way down to a fine dust, and that's the pieces of this malachite that I'm going to use for the inlay, and I'll show you how that's done. Now, one thing that I should mention about working with this malachite is that because malachite is a copper-based mineral, inhaling the dust can be very poisonous. So I am using all my proper protective equipment when breaking this apart, and especially if you were going to be cutting malachite, you definitely want to make sure that you're using a respirator. Now, as you can see here, I'm definitely making a lot of dust when I'm sanding this down, and I was very sure, I know it's off camera, but I was definitely wearing my respirator while I was doing this, and I was also sure to wash my hands when I was done to make sure I get all of that dust off of me. Alright, so I've now completed the inlay and I've moved on to sanding. Now, I start out with 220 grit and work my way all the way up to 2000 grit, starting on the outside, and then you'll see me put a piece of tape around the outside of the ring to protect the inlay, and then I put it in the chuck of the lathe and do the inside before moving on to polishing. All right, you guys, so this is a close-up. I'm going to show you a couple close-up pictures of this beautiful, absolutely beautiful piece of malachite that I got from the Arizona Desert Museum down in Tucson from the lapidarists there. And this piece was absolutely beautiful. I really did have a little bit of trouble uh, with the desire to break this thing apart and use it in the ring, but I knew that it would turn out well, and I hope you guys think it did too, because man, this thing was beautiful. So, yeah, I hope the ring does it justice. I'm glad the ring turned out well, and I hope you guys think so too.